Hi, Lions. I hope you had a good break. Let's go ahead and get right back to our lesson. We'll start off reviewing some of our heart words. We want to learn these by heart or know them automatically because we're going to see them a lot. And you're going to want to be able to spell them when you're doing your own writing. Okay, no new words today, but we will review the ones from yesterday and some of the previous ones. Say, what did you say? Read, say, spell, S-A-Y, say. Says, S-A-Y-S, says. Good job. Be, B-E-B. Always be your best. Have, H-A-V-E, have. Let me hear you. Home, H-O-M-E, home. Some, S-O-M-E, some. Out, O-U-T, out. Her, H-E-R, her. Said, S-A-I-D, said. Remember, you're going to see this word a lot in literature, which is a story, and when people are speaking in the story. Here, H-E-R-E, here. This here is talking about the location of something. Please put the book over here, not the kind of hearing that you do with your ears. Like, L-I-K-E, like. I like spending time with you. They, T-H-E-Y, they. Put, P-U-T, put. Make, M-A-K-E, make. Read with me. What, W-H-A-T, what. Of, O-F, of. Do, D-O, do. Little, L-I-T-T-L-E, little. Come, C-O-M-E, come. Can't, C-A-N apostrophe T, can't. Remember, when you have an apostrophe T, this is a special word called a contraction. A contraction is just a shorter way of saying something. Can't is a short way of saying cannot. I cannot eat any more pizza. I can't eat any more pizza. Can't and cannot mean the same thing. This is just a shorter way of saying it. So this apostrophe is letting us know, hey, there's some letters in part of the words that were removed. That's all that's doing. So another contraction is isn't. This is another contraction, which is a shorter way of saying something. Isn't is a shorter way of saying is not. It isn't time to get up yet. Isn't. It is not time to get up yet. They mean the same thing. This is just a shortened way of saying it. And the apostrophe, again, is letting us know part of the words are missing. It's, I also like to think of the apostrophe almost like glue. It's connecting the two words together. It's gluing them together. My, M-Y, my. Yes, Y-E-S, yes. To, T-O, to. This to is like in the sentence, I am going to the supermarket. And, A-N-D, and. Where, W-H-E-R-E, where. The, T-H-E, the. Down, D-O-W-N, down. Go, G-O, go. Under, U-N-D-E-R, under. We, W-E, we. Get, G-E-T, get. Last but not least, is, I-S, is. Good job. Okay, let's practice spelling. We're going to spell many of the sounds that we've learned, and one of our sight words or heart words. So if you do not have paper and pencil, you can pause your device while you get your supplies. And if you do have it, we'll go ahead and get started. The first word we will spell is the word will. Say it, will. Sound it, ill, will. Good. First sound, w. Oh, that sounds like the wailing wind letter that we learned. I'm trying to move out of your way. W, which is a W. Will, ill, Oh, I hear the itch sound, which we know is an I. Ill, licking lollipop. Do you remember what we do at the end of a word when you hear "l"? Usually, do we put one or do we put two L's? Good job, we put two. So your word should look like this, will. Now, if you can read and spell will, it can help you spell hill, bill, fill, mill, till. There are lots of words this can help you spell. So the L's go to the top line. The I, the stick part, goes to the midline. And you dot the I. Look at this. It's like halfway between the midline and the top line. Okay, the next word we're going to spell is ask. Sound it with me. Ask. Ask. Ready? Oh, I hear the apple sound, which is an A. Ass. I hear the hissing snake. Ask. I hear k. Well, we know there are 3 ways to spell k. Usually at the end of a word, when you hear k, it's spelled with CK, but in this word, it's just a K. If you're ever not sure, try all 3 ways and see which one looks right. But your word should look like this, ask. So the K, the stick, goes to the top line, and the rest of it stays below the midline. Okay, the next word is rest. I cannot wait to rest. Sound it? Rest. Rest. So this word has 4 sounds. Like the racing robot is the first sound. Like the edge. So we know E says S. I hear that hissing snake again. Rest, S, t. I hear the tick-tock clock. So your word should look like this. You notice the R-E-S stay below the midline and T goes to the top. Rest. Okay, this word was in our story yesterday. The tall man. Tall. Sound it? T. All. Tall. Now, t. First sound, t, like the tick-tock clock. So go ahead and spell T. T. All. All. Remember we learned all is spelled A-L-L. So let's go ahead and look at the card and we'll say the letters as we are writing it. A-L-L. Tall. So let's look here. All. If you can read and spell tall, you can read and spell ball, fall, mall, hall. Isn't that neat? Okay, and let's look. T and LL go to the top lines. And did you notice again, this word ends in the licking lollipop sound, and there's not 1, but 2. So usually when you hear licking lollipop at the end of a word, it'll have 2 L's. Okay, the last word we're going to spell is one of our heart words, and that is says. Mrs. Clifford says you are the best. Says. As you spell it, say it. That way you see it, hear it, and you feel it while you write it. The reason why we do that, the more senses we use, our sense of feeling, hearing, seeing, the more senses we use, the more our brains will remember it. Okay, says. So say it out loud as you're spelling. S-A-Y-S. And we see this word a lot in stories when someone is speaking, when we have dialogue. Okay, so let's look at this. Notice the Y goes down below the baseline. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is read our story. And remember, our stories only have sounds we've learned and heart words we've learned. All right, my red truck. My red truck. Here I am in my big red truck. It can go fast. Here I am in my big red truck. It can go fast. Not too fast. Always be safe. My cat likes to sit in my lap. My dog sits in the back. My cat likes to sit in my lap. My dog sits in the back. They don't have an illustration for this page. Maybe you can draw an illustration. I go up the big hill. I can go down the hill. I go up the big hill. I can go down the hill. I don't think I would want to ride my bike up that hill. I wouldn't mind going down, but going up, ooh. Here is some wet fog. I will not go fast if I cannot see well. Here is some wet fog. I will not go fast if I cannot see well. Remember we talked about fog is when it looks like there's a cloud down close to the ground. So if she's driving in the fog, she's not going to be able to see very well. Hey, and I noticed they said cannot. We could have used our contraction that we read earlier, can't, instead of cannot. Here I get gas in my big red truck. I say, fill it up. Here I get gas in my big red truck. I say, fill it up. That means my gas tank is empty. Go ahead and put as much in as you can. I see some wet rocks. I cannot stop my red truck. I see some wet rocks. I cannot stop my red truck. Oh no. The red truck skids and hits a big log. I get a flat. The red truck skids and hits a big log. I get a flat. Remember when we were reading the list of words earlier, we talked about if something skids, we talked about the bicycle if it was on a wet road, and if you came to a sudden stop, and if it goes sliding away, that's skidding. So that's what happened to the truck. And she said, I get a flat. If we look here, we can tell the flat is a flat tire. Yikes. At least she's okay. I am back at my home. This is the end of my trip. I am back at my home. This is the end of my trip. Ooh, it looks like she is very relieved to be home. And you can tell her pets are too. I'm glad that had a happy ending. Guess now tomorrow she's going to have to go get that flat tire fixed. Okay, I just want to remind you of one thing. Remember, when you hear all in a word, like in ball, fall, mall, tall, you can remember it has A-L-L. And when you hear l at the end of a word, remember it's usually not one licking lollipop or letter L, it's two. So that's a little spelling trick to teach you today. All right, Lions, thank you for joining me. You did a great job, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another lesson. Bye. Have a great day.